Attention! This message has come to you now, not by twist. A fade, however, by divine arrangement. There is something pressing that heaven is trying to show to you, something that could shift the very direction of your lifestyles. In the coming days, pay attention carefully, because if you forget about this moment, you could unknowingly stroll past one of the best benefits that has ever been prepared for you. You've been feeling it, have not you? That odd steering inner your spirit, the quiet sense that something is said to alternate. You may not be able to provide an explanation for it in words. However, something has been waking you up, a restlessness of signal, and that sign is actual right now. Angels have been sent to supply clarity, and the primary component they need you to recognize is this: achieved blessing is already transferring in the direction of you, and covered in that blessing for a few is something tangible, something lengthy, for something deeply symbolic. Yes, a car, however, now not simply any automobile. This is not simply approximately transportation. That is about elevation. A vehicle represents movement in the spirit. It symbolizes momentum, leap forward, and divine course. Heaven is whisper. You'll now not stay where in your tons longer. Your season of status, nevertheless, is finishing. Your days of postpone are coming to a near in the road. Draws near a warning at to be spoken due to the fact what you're approximately to receive won't reach you unless you're spiritually organized in the truth. Isn't everyone around you is as they appear, like there may be someone near, possible, even trusted, who isn't always telling you the entirety. Something is being hidden, something is being withheld, a quiet interference, a subtle sabotage you can have felt in moments of sudden discouragement, opportunities slipping away at the last moment, doorways that seemed wide open, unexpectedly ultimate without purpose. You concept it became twist. The fate, however, it wasn't. It was religious interference. Someone has been acting with a mask, pretending to walk with you, however, secretly wishing to see you stuck. They could smile in the front of you, however, behind your lower back, they whisper phrases soaked in envy, doubts, and religious resistance, and without realizing, if you may have depended on their voice extra, then God's whisper. This is why heaven is talking now, due to the fact what's approaching is simply too essential to lose. A brand new car, a financial shift, a sudden breakthrough that actions your life to a completely new area. However, listen, you should stay aware. Stay spiritually wide awake. This is not only a season of benefits, it's a season of separation. Heaven is sad to reveal who is for you and who is silently status against you. The signs have already been around you. God, you had goals lately of riding, of motion, of journeying someplace new. Have you ever been feeling unusual? Peace, even in the middle of chaos. Have positive human beings begun to slowly distance themselves, or unexpectedly turn out to be unusually interested by your existence? Those are not random moments. Those are divine indicators. The spiritual global is lively round you in year, standing at the edge of something large. Heaven wants you to recognize this without a doubt. This blessing is not pretty much provision. It's far approximately positioning. God is repositioning you for effect, for freedom, for the achievement of guarantees you as soon as give up on that car for a few, literal for others. Symbolic is not just about ease of tour. It's about being moved to the proper location on the proper time. It's about exiting postpone and entering future, but you have to no longer be naive. Spiritual war regularly hides within the most familiar locations. It is not constantly demons inside the dark. From time to time, it's people with candy voices but bitter hearts, and right now someone around you'll be delaying what is already yours. They may not say it aloud, but their presence brings heaviness there. Words bring confusion there. Energy drains your faith. You must emerge as aware of non-secular distractions that appear like relationships. Now and again, the very individual you consider is the one whose silence is maximum dangerous, not because they openly intact, but because they withhold. They preserve know-how from you. They discourage your subsequent move. They stir, diffuse down approximately the path God told you to stroll. Heaven is exposing it now. There's still time. However, you must flow forward with readability. You should begin to disconnect from what blocks your blessing and align with what releases it, due to the fact inside the coming days the whole lot can exchange. And if you stroll in religious discernment, nothing and no one can stop what God has placed in movement. For your lifestyles, this becomes simply the start of what heaven wishes you to recognize inside the next element. We can uncover the specific religious traps, The enemy sets to damn your progress and the symptoms. You need to look ahead to even when they arrive in familiar faces or comforting voices. If you are never the last, here at Approach Your Spirit has diagnosed something deeper. You failed to just encounter this message. You were guided, and now that the whisper has reached you, heaven can display what has been taking place behind. The curtain, the blessing is real. It's no longer a table. The movement, the shift, the availability, it has already began in the spirit, and whilst you may no longer yet see it with your bodily eyes, the signs are unfolding around you. However, now concentrate cautiously because the enemy has noticed to each time someone is on the verge of a divine launch, spiritual resistance rises. It does not constantly come as thunder or worry once. In a while it comes softly and in the shape of doubt. Postponed distraction or deception. The enemy has studied your rhythm he is aware of while you're closest to breakthrough, and that is while he strikes not with chaos but with confusion. Have you observed whilst you begin to move ahead, unexpected complications appear. You begin to doubt your subsequent steps. People who once supported you develop silent conversations, shift, energy modifications. This isn't just twist of fade. It's religious. There is a hidden war taking place now. Longer around you, but for you, on your destiny, on your movement in your subsequent chapter, and on the middle of that struggle is that this blessing, the new vehicle, the monetary shift, the leak forward, a gift that symbolizes acceleration. The enemy is frightened of you moving forward due to the fact the head approach, freedom forward way, boom forward manner have an impact on and the instant you step into that vehicle physically or spiritually. You're living at the back of the jail he attempted to hold you in. That is why he doesn't attack the automobile. Its skies is intended to sound reasonable, however carry seeds of fear. The enemy will also use humans to verify the one's lies. You'll point out a dream or a goal, and a person you accept is true with will say, be careful, do not get your hopes up. Or are you sure it really is from God? Pay interest. That voice may also sound like warning, however it's truly resistance now. Not all advice is knowledge now. Not all love is natural. Sometimes, the very people you anticipate to lift you up for, the ones annoyingly pulling you down there, may be someone around you, and heaven is aware of this who has been talking words that preserved weight on your life, and those words have not been supporting. They've brought hesitation day. Have God made you second-guess your instincts, Dave? Weekend your self-assurance just sufficient to delay your selections. This isn't approximately hate this, is approximately religious misalignment. God isn't angry with them. However, he is asking you to be discerning because the time has come for movement, and also can I drive ahead at the same time as looking within the rear-view mirror of someone else's doubt. This is why the angels have been transferring around you, slicing cords, quietly transferring relationships without drama, silencing voices through distance, no longer as punishment but as safety. You have to apprehend. When God sends a blessing, he sends practice earlier than that practice often looks like separation. You begin losing touch with positive human beings. You begin feeling much less interested by old conversations. You begin to crave peace. Silence fact, this isn't always you changing that. Is you becoming aligned due to the fact whilst the blessing arrives, you want to be prepared. You want to recognize who is supposed to journey with you and who becomes simplest intended to stroll a part of the journey. The enemy doesn't forestall there. He also assaults your focus. He's going to use distractions. Small ones, subtle ones, unexpected argument ignored, cut-off date and surprising cost to put off in plans, all designed to shake your interest off the path you were taking. Walks due to the fact the enemy knows if he can get you to pause long enough, you would possibly turn again. If he can fill your heart with sufficient worry, you may stop praying ambitious prayers. If he can make you sense by myself your silence, your religion, and blend into religious numbness, but now not this time, because heaven has sounded the alarm. You are now not being left inside the dark. You've been waking for a motive, and the fact is now on your fingers. There's a purpose why the blessing hasn't arrived yet, not because you have achieved something wrong, however, because God desired you to be spiritually organized. Do not just acquire it, however, to hold it to no longer simple. Rejoice the automobile, but to apprehend what it represents. To no longer simply pressure into a brand new season, but to reach with readability, purpose, and protection, due to the fact there may be still something being hidden from you, a piece of records. withheld possibility, a conversation you were not advised about someone close. To you, maybe even someone on your daily existence is aware of something, and for reasons unknown, they haven't shared. It could be jealousy, it can be feared, may also be unintentional. However, heaven is whispering. Live alert. Be aware of silence, watch who pulls away. When you begin talking about your dreams, note who adjustments. Whilst your eyes mild up with imaginative impression, you are not imagining it, you're discerning it, and now, which you're seeing, certainly you may understand who, to consider you will begin to experience peace whilst you're with the proper human beings and unrest when you're now not. Inside the subsequent part of this message, the deeper layers may be revealed. You will discover what non-secular signs verify this blessing is for you and what unique religious blocks want to be damaged before you step into your season of movement due to the fact you are nearer than you believe you studied. The street is sort of open, the keys already to your hand in the silence round you is set to talk you. Come this far, and which means your spirit continues to be listening nonetheless, watching, nevertheless waiting. And that is an appropriate signal, due to the fact handiest. Those who are spiritually conscious will apprehend what is approximately to be revealed by way of now. You understand that something is transferring not just round you, but within you. You can experience it even if you do not have the words for it. It's like status. At the threshold of something widespread, something sacred, something new. Heaven isn't silent. God has now not forgotten. The blessing is actually the automobile. Is real. The shift, the supply, the upgrade, it all has already began inside the realm of the spirit. However, even now there are more things you are to realize. Due to the fact God, in His mercy, usually offers symptoms. Before a blessing comes, He doesn't allow transformation to arrive unannounced. He prepares the coronary heart earlier than He can provide the gift, and now He is asking you to look lower back carefully on the signs He's already given you. Have you latterly had dreams of tour of motion, of driving without a clean vacation spot? Have you heard a person casually point out a car or seen unexpected photos of vehicles in locations? You are not searching out them. This isn't coincidence. This is divine communication. For a few, dreams have expanded, no longer just any desires. However, once that stirs something deep inner, you've got visible yourself at the back of the wheel going somewhere unusual. You felt the wind rush through the window as you mooned. Quicker than earlier than in the one's goals there has the no-worry best motion course piece. Those dreams are messages. They represent the blessing it is drawing closed. They characterize the cease of stagnation. They verify that what changed into once a long way off is now coming close, after which there is that unvakeable internal understanding. You is probably strolling through the equal habitual, the equal scenery, the equal people. However, something interior you is one of a kind. There may be a quiet voice saying, "Get equipped." You started out to experience joy, without understanding why. You've been hearing songs, terms, or scriptures that echo the phrase motion change, promotion. This is heaven aligning the environment around you. However, here's something even deeper. Whilst a blessing is close to the incorrect, humans begin to depart now. Not continually with a fight every now and then. With distance, silence, disinterest, and also you wonder, why do I experience by myself proper now? It's due to the fact not everyone is meant to witness this subsequent season of your existence. A few have. Then assigned most effective on your wilderness, no longer your promised land. And so if you've noticed, sure, people withdrawing from you, if the calls have stopped, if the assist has dried up, if the conversations feel empty or heavy, that is a non-secular signal that God is clearing your route. He would not just take away distractions. He eliminates weights. He does not simply guard the blessing. He protects you so that after it arrives, you're able to bring it. And here is something you have to no longer forget about while you're closest. To break through the attacks. Growth, all of sudden finances. Field tiger. Small troubles grow into loud voices. Plans begin to shift without caution. You feel tired for no clear motive. Wide, due to the fact the enemy desires to put on you out right before the door opens. He knows what has been released in heaven. He sees the angels preparing. He hears the whisper that turned into spoken over your existence, and he knows in case you bear only a little longer, you may step into something that cannot be taken away. So he intensifies his closing efforts. He sends humans to discourage you. He stirs fear on your coronary heart. He brings contrast in your thoughts, so you surprise why others have moved forward in you, are nevertheless waiting. But right here is the fact. Your manner turned into now, not a punishment, it turned into education. You had to be subtle. You needed to learn to hear God even when no person changed into clapping. For you had to trust his voice, even when others wondered your direction due to the fact what is giving you currently isn't always brief, it's legacy, and now that you visible the signs now which you've identified. The evidence now that you apprehend this is not only a vehicle, but a confirmation of your calling there. Maybe still one extra issue you want to be pretty. There are spiritual blocks, which can delay the blessing, even if it's already yours. These are not usually because of sin or rebel from time to time. It's the easy matters. Speaking terrible words whilst you sense discouraged, complaining as opposed to thinking, living in worry, as opposed to faith believing others' doubts extra, then God's promises, protecting directly to guilt when forgiveness has already been given. These things can also seem small. However, in the spirit realm they matter, because religious advantages drift through alignment. And whilst your coronary, hard mind and phrases her aligned with heaven there, may be nothing that can stop what is supposed for you. So now the question is, are you in alignment? Are you organized no longer just to see the auto, but to acquire it, not just to be blessed, but to carry the weight of what it approached this car, this moment, this movement? It isn't just for you. It's far for what you turns into. It's far for wherein you're going. It's miles for those you may inspire when they see that your postpone was no longer denial. It became design your status on the brink of success, but in the subsequent and final. A part of this message, you'll be shown exactly what to do subsequent, the spiritual posture, the internal choices in the moment-by-moment actions as a way to make certain this blessing does not bypass you by using, due to the fact what is coming isn't a ways. It is already in movement. The wheels are turning. The destination is known, and all that remains now is your readiness. Now which you've come this a long way, I need you to listen me certainly, because this moment isn't simple, powerful. It is pivotal. The entirety you've got found. The whole thing you have sensed in everything you have seen on this message has led to one truth. Heaven is talking to you. The blessing is actual. The shift is going on. The automobile, literal for some, symbolic for others, is already being moved into role. This is not an emotional, excessive, or a non-secular guess. This is affirmation from the throne of heaven, but I need to come up with one closing fact earlier than this. Season turns a reality you cannot forget about even. A blessing. This is yours, may be overlooked if your ordinary heart, your attention, or your obedience are not in region when it arrives. Sure, God is faithful. Sure, your angel has been guiding you. Sure, the signs and symptoms are surrounding you. However, if you are spiritually equipped, the enemy will do the whole lot. Visible to both put off, or the rail was intended to be delivered without delayed to use. So what do you do now? How do you ensure that the blessing reaches your fingers untouched, unblocked, and unhindered? You begin by guarding your heart. Watch the people around. You've already been warned someone is hiding something. Now, not every smile is a secure vicinity. A few brain envy. Some convey silent resentment. A few are annoyingly getting used to distract or postpone you. In the comment, days take. Observe who grows silent while you speak about your dreams, who shifts while you mention elevation, who appears uncomfortable when you express religion. Those are moments to dismiss. These are divine signals that your spirit wishes to understand. Elevation exposes hearts, not because God wants to harm you, however, due to the fact he desires to protect what he's providing you. If you must additionally live in an area of gratitude and unwavering religion, your words are powerful extra. Then you realize, talk like someone who is aware of the blessing is already launched. Do not say if it occurs. Say when it comes, I will be equipped. Don't say perhaps I am no longer worthy. Say God is trustworthy and his promises are sure, and amen on every occasion. Worry. Whispers answer with faith whenever postpone comes. Claim direction on every occasion you feel unworthy. Remind yourself, I'm chosen, I'm aligned, I am equipped. You will be looking for the auto to seem right away. However, the blessing may also come through a door you failed to anticipate. Perhaps it's a brand new opportunity. A conversation in active generosity from someone new. Would never suspect. Maybe it's no longer the present that looks, but the resource that results in the present. Do not leave out the car that promises the automobile. Many human beings delay their own destiny because they may be waiting for the bundle to come in familiar wrapping. Stay spiritually alert. What appears ordinary can be supernatural in hide, and now call this promise with prayer. Claim over your lifestyles what God has already spoken. The blessing is at the way, but it need to be included. Pray like this: Father, I thanks for what year. Do not thank you for the shift, the exchange, the practice. I thanks for exposing what is hidden. I thank you for the new season in advance. I take authority over each. Put off distraction and deception. I silence worry, and that I align myself absolutely with your will within the call of Jesus. I obtain the blessing you of God already released. Amen. However, recognize this: while the blessing comes, continue to be devoted to many. Human beings pray and press, and as soon as the miracle arrives, they overlook the God who gave it. This car, this leap forward, this shift, it is now not just for your comfort, it's for your cause. Live in prayer, stay in praise, live in humility. Let the way you live after the blessing be louder than the way you prayed for. You due to the fact this is only the start. This movement is not approximately speed, it's about path. This automobile represent your next level, your subsequent bankruptcy, your divine appointment, and it's now not pretty much what you will receive, however, approximately who you will become. You aren't just entering into something better, you're stepping into something holy of God. Waited, lengthy, sufficient, you have cried in silence. Long enough you have questioned if God had forgotten you. But now the proof is anywhere, the signs are simple. The whisper has become a word, the word has become a message, and the message is this: put together your heart. Prepare your area. Prepare your religion. Because what's coming is more than you prayed for. What's coming is greater than what you predicted. What's coming isn't just a gift, it's a gate. And after you pass through, you may never be the identical once more. If this message has touched your spirit, if you realize this turned into now not an accident, is something interior you is saying, this is mine, then do not let it skip you through. Subscribe now to my YouTube channel, Jesus Blessed Message, so that you by no means omit the divine word that's intended for your life. And in case your heart is of the same opinion with what was spoken, here typing man within the comments right now, because heaven is watching, and the automobile, the step forward. The affirmation is already on the way.